Hello, my love. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Lana. I make content just for the woman who's on her healing journey and wants to get the tools and the resources and the books to be able to get on that path. And so, welcome. And if you are not new here, welcome back. Welcome home. Well, today we are going to be chatting about something that I think it's continuing the conversation that I started early on in the year. Why do we break the promises to ourselves? The video I posted last week was talking about Quitter's Day, the day that statistics say the majority of people who set intentions for the new year quit. Like 60 to 70% of people have quit by the second Friday of January. And today I want to talk about why we break our promises, why we go back on our word, and how we can get back to keeping our word with ourselves. So why do we go back on our word? I do want to say that everything I'm listing here is not in order. It's just different things that I've noticed for myself and things that I've observed with other people and reading books that have impacted why we do break promises to ourselves. One, we believe in setting goals versus changing who we are at the core. We choose goals over changed behavior. Two, you've never really kept promises to yourself throughout your lifetime, and now it's creating internal conflict within you. Cognitive dissonance, if you will. Remember, how you do some things is how you do all things. Three, frankly, your systems and your game plan suck and they need revamping. A lot of times we create plans and we have these things in place and we just don't do it properly, which is okay. And that's why we have coaches or accountability partners or YouTube videos or just different tools to be able to figure out a better game plan, a better system for what we need to do. Four, your why is not deep enough. It's not strong enough. It's not emotional enough. And therefore you're not really connected to it. Five, you haven't burned your bridges, you haven't burned your boats, you haven't burned your plan Bs. Six, you try to change too many habits, too many goals, too many intentions really fast. Like you're trying to just get into these habits very quickly and in bulk instead of doing them slowly and really retaining and being consistent with those habits. Seven, we don't believe in ourselves. We're too busy comparing what we want or who we are with somebody else. We're not pretty enough. We're not small enough. We're not fast enough. We're not driven enough. We're not this enough. But my question is, who told you that? Who said that's who you are? Who said that you were that? And a lot of times when we look back, we find out that we've told ourselves that. Society has told ourselves that. Other people have told ourselves that. But what really matters is what you say you are. So tweak what you believe and what you're seeing of yourself and start to put it in alignment of what God says you are and what you want to be. 8, we just care too much what people think. And I know that's so hard, especially in today's age, but I challenge you to practice not caring what people think. Care more about what you feel about yourself than what others feel about you. 9, you're letting fear hinder you. Reframe the way you see fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Face everything and rise. When you face your fear, the death of fear is certain. There's a reason why exposure therapy really works for most people. There's a reason why I continuously expose myself to heights and to things that I'm scared of, even though I'm afraid. Because the more you do it, the more you have seen that there's nothing to be afraid of. 10, your environment is all wrong. You're surrounded by losers. You're surrounded by thieves, people who envy you, snakes in the grass. You're surrounded by people pleasers, people who don't set boundaries, people who disrespect you, people who you don't even like, people who leech off you, people who steal your energy. Change your environment. Real quick before we get into how to change, how to start keeping promises with yourself, or at least practice building that muscle. I want to read something from the blog, my blog that is literally on this subject. And I keep forgetting to mention that I have a blog, but I want to read this from my rough draft that I my initial raw words when I wrote this and see if it resonates with you. It's hard to be the only. It's hard to eat clean when everybody in your house eats the opposite. It's hard to go on a walk when it's cold outside. It's hard to meal prep when you don't want to. It's hard to wake up 10 minutes earlier to spend time with God. But do you know what else is harder? Being on your deathbed and regret settles in. You always quit in January or anytime you set goals. You always break your promises to yourself. You didn't take that trip you wanted because you weren't disciplined enough to save money. You never said no because you were too afraid to hurt your kids' feelings. Now they have a hard time accepting no's as an adult. You know what's really hard? Knowing you could have, but you didn't. Pondering on what you wish you did, but you wouldn't. Knowing you spent 25 years with a man or woman that wasn't the one, and you knew it. You knew you deserved. You knew you wanted different, but you chose them anyways. You know it's hard, facing death or the end and realizing you regret. You regret. And this part of you wishes and wishes and longs to go back and do it again, but you can't. And I don't know about you, but I don't want that for myself. We are all going to die. It's the truth. It's the reality, the hard pill to swallow for some. But I know I want to leave this world empty. Empty because I gave my all. Loved my hardest because I poured, I received, I gave. Empty because I did all the things God called me to do and then some. But here's the tricky part, y'all. We don't know. We don't know when that time will come. We don't know if we'll see death knocking or if it will come unexpectedly. I'll end this with one of my favorite quotes from the book Kingdom of Ash. Live, Manon, live. Live, you who are watching this. Live. Don't settle. Don't break your promises with yourself. The things that you want in your heart is available to you. And I just wanted to read that because I wrote this and I didn't post it. I just wrote the blog out and I was like, let me make a video based on this blog. And it got me in my core, and I hope it gets you in your core. Don't live with those regrets. Keep your promises. And now I want to dive into some of the steps we could take to be able to continue to keep our promises, or if we are someone who has been breaking our promises to ourselves, to start keeping those promises, keeping our word to ourselves. Because if you keep your word to yourself, you'll be able to keep your word to other people. It's literally that internal consistency. I talk about that a lot. Cognitive dissonance. You don't want to have that in your body. You want things to be aligned and consistent within you. First, I think it starts small. Start making itty bitty promises to yourselves and keeping them. This could be, you said you wanted to brush your teeth longer, brush your teeth a couple seconds longer. Read a paragraph of that book every single day. Read a page of that book every single day. This could be deciding, like, what I say I want, I'm going to go after it. I'm going to do the best I can, no matter what. It's not always giving 1%, because 1% may seem like a little bit, but it can be a lot. Maybe you only need to give 0.001%. Maybe that's what you have to give. But doing this, and you consistently doing that, this builds a muscle. This proves to your body, to your mind, to you who you want to be, that is available to you because you're keeping these promises. And don't discount those small wins, those small habits, those small changes. Those shifts often are the biggest ones. Those are the ones that are life-changing. And I'm telling you this because I see it all the time. People think just because you're not growing exponentially that you're not growing. I would take the little tiny micro growths over the big wins. Any day. The next thing I'm gonna say is belief. Obviously, I do believe that, I shouldn't say obviously, but if you watch this channel, you know I really do believe that our words have power. I believe that what we're thinking, what we believe, can come to pass. And I believe that if you're truly believing that you can keep promises to yourself, you could pinky promise with yourself that I can do this, we are going to do this. I believe that amazing things are and will happen to you. You are a magnet for miracles. You are a magnet for opportunities. Things are going to come to you that make no type of sense from you don't know where, because you are simply building that muscle of believing. And in the beginning, you may not believe fully, but keep on believing. Keep telling yourself, I am a person who keeps my promises. I am a person who keeps my word. I walk with integrity every single day. I am who I say I am. And speak those things into your life instead of speaking negative things like death and just things that don't align with who you say you want to be. Don't walk around like I'm broke. I don't care if you have no money in your bank account. Don't walk around saying that. Say I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I have more than enough, I'm alive, I'm rich in life, I'm rich in whatever it is, in life, in spirit, in joy, in happiness. I have God on my side. It doesn't matter. I don't care who's against me because God is for me. I don't care who is against me because I'm for me. And walk like that boldly every single day. The next thing I would say to do is to check in with yourself. So when you're doing this, check in. Like if it's every day, every week, every month, have a check-in, like a system you do, whether it's via voice, you write it down, or you journal, whatever it is, but examine like how many promises did I make and what did I keep? This is why I think writing your goals down, writing your intentions, writing down your habits and systems is important. This is why I don't have my journal on me, but this is why I use a bullet journal, and you can keep it simple or you can make it very pretty, but just check in with yourself so you could see like, this is where I'm going, this is where I was, this is where I am, and this is where I'm headed to. You know, you have an idea, because if you're not tracking it or paying attention to it, you won't really know I mean, you might know once it gets to a certain point, but I'm just saying in general, I just recommend some type of check-in, some type of way to tap in with yourself to see how you are improving or not. This is also a time where you could like figure out if you need to tweak a system, if you need to change something. Maybe your promise was just way too big and you need to simmer it down. Maybe you decided, oh my God, I said I wanted this, but I really don't want that. It's really this thing that I want. It wasn't that. It wasn't the car, it was how the car made me feel. My next tip is simple. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, no matter how micro, no matter how big they are. What I learned, and I've learned this time and time again, repressing emotions is never good for your body. And you might think, but it's excitement, it's happiness. Even happiness can be stored in a negative way in your body. Let those things go, laugh, cry, celebrate. Pat yourself on the back. Go get you like a snack or a new outfit, or just jump up and down. Like really for me, it's just jumping up and down, but like, yes, oh my God, this person liked my video. This person commented that they were inspired, or that they liked it, or that they were glad I did it. That makes my heart warm. It makes all the hours of making these videos worth it when I know one person at least liked this video. And I don't mean physically liking, I mean like they aligned with this video. That is what I'm here for, is to connect and to give and to offer and exchange love with everybody who's watching this video. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or if it's 10,000. I'm still going to show up because God told me to do this. That is the promise I made with myself and with God. Next, do it over and over and over again. I think people think that when success happens, it just happens. It happens overnight. It does technically happen overnight when it happens, but there's a whole process, a whole thing that happened before. There's peaks and valleys and dips and all the things, turns, and you turn around and you go back, and there's all these things. But what matters is that consistency, doing it over and over and over again. And that can get boring, but the more you do it, the more it becomes part of you. Last, if you found this video helpful and you would like to explore more or learn more or just get more information, check out one of these videos here that I'll have posted here, or check out my blog. Whether you check out this blog post or just other blogs that I've been creating. I hope that this is healing for you. I hope that this gives you some of the tools or some of the thoughts that you could use to be able to carry on your journey of healing, of growing, of being who you say you want to be. Thank you. I thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video. With all my love, Lana.